All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is what you guys came here to see. It is draft grades. We're doing draft grades for the Freedom League. So, full disclaimer, this is done a couple days before defensive players. So, of course, some things may change. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into it. We got Eagles and Ravens. We got two Ravens fans. We got two Eagles fans. We're going to start off with these two teams here. This could be a Super Bowl preview. I doubt it. One of these teams probably won't make it there. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what team that is. I won't say any names, though. But one team probably will choke like how they normally always do. But without further ado, we got the gameplay going on in the background. And let's go ahead and start it off. In here we have my co-host Dan. We've been doing this year after year, and we got another guy here tuning in. Special guest. We got Chris. Uh, but let's go ahead and start off with Dan, who had the first pick, and Dan took Josh Allen. We're gonna go over to Dom. Oh, my bad, Dan. Do you want to do each pick, or do you want me to read off the full round first? So
No, we get to go by each pick.
I'm going to read off the full round first. But Josh Allen at the 101, typical stuff here. Got to give it an A plus, right? I mean, it's just whatever.
No, I agree. I think it's an A plus. I think he's the best quarterback in fantasy.
Wow, a Raven fan just said that. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
a Raven fan. Wow, I can't believe it.
Okay.
You'll never hear
Can
me
we
say that
say
over
this?
Jalen Hurts.
In a 6 point pass touchdown, he's the best fantasy quarterback. If it was a 4 point pass touchdown, I would take Lamar.
That's fair. That's fair. I give you that. All right.
So that was my reasoning behind it, and yeah, I just think that was the best pick of the round, probably.
Then the real Raven fan traded up. By the way, Dom and I did switch picks. I was originally pick 2. Dom was originally pick 11. Dom and I did trade draft spots. So Dom is at pick 2, and Dom took Lamar Jackson. So he traded up to go get his Ravens quarterback. And he is happy about that one. Montana at pick 3. Probably reluctantly got Jaden Daniels, but I think the Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels all A-plus picks. Do you agree?
So for Lamar, I have as A plus. For Jaden Daniels, I have as an A. I think they're different tiers,
How so?
in my opinion.
And Montana, speak of the devil, he just joined the party. So, Montana, do you have your voice allowed in chat? Because we're doing the draft grades right now. We just got to year 103. You drafted
Yo,
Jaden
I'm just a
Daniels.
legendary nigga, bro.
He came in here glazing himself, dog. Like, make sure you got your
No
voice
way.
allowed. So,
Yeah, so Lamar's in a different tier for me just because Lamar and Josh are proven.
uh
Jaden's only coming off one good year. You never know what happens. The
worry
sophomore
about some
slumps
CJ
usually do
Stroud.
happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you just never know. Better competition now that they have a tougher schedule. You just
Plus,
never
people
know.
have film.
So, for me, it's a difference. I have Daniels at A.
All right.
Okay,
Now,
that's fair.
as the drafter of Daniels,
Hmm.
I was just half asleep. If I would have been awake, I would have took Caleb right there. But
Oh
I'm
my
glad I did it after
gosh!
seeing how far Caleb slid.
Yo!
But
Jeez
it's,
Louise!
so I'm gonna give myself a B for being disloyal to the soil. So
Yeah.
yeah, B.
Wow. All right. So now, next
Someone's
pick,
insane.
we got Joe Burrow by Britt, and then I want to talk about Jalen Hurts as well. So two more quarterbacks go side by side. Uh, I'm gonna give whoever went at pick 4 is an A. Whoever went at pick 5 is an A plus. I know that sounds crazy. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's like those are two I really do have in the same tier. So you say you had Daniels in a different tier than Lamar. Is Daniels in the
Yeah.
same tier as Burrow and Hurts, or that's a tier break as well?
I'm going to say it's a tier break, but as far as like overall grade and like the first round,
Hmm.
I'm going to give Burrow and Hurts still an A.
All right, so yours would probably be like what? Lamar and Daniels are. I mean, excuse me. Lamar and Josh are S, and then Daniels like A plus, and then Burrow would be like
Yeah, in
A.
a
All
way.
right, I see. All right, so it's that close to the tier break. You want to do tier 1, 2, 3, but I see what you're saying. All right, so I'm tracking everything there. Uh, so I'm gonna get Hurts A plus. Going this way. Whoever you get at the 105. It sounds crazy, but I really like Hurts more than Burrow. Now, 6 point per passing TD. it does change a lot. Where now I think you could make the case with Burrow and then him being tied to those wideouts long term. But Hurts is tied to his wideouts long term. I think we throw the ball a whole lot more. And I think Hurts gets MVP this year.
Oh my God, bro.
I kind of glaze my team. Like, yo, all right, whatever.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
we going over
I
to pick
can't, bro.
106 and 107. And I want to talk about these two in tandem here. So Mike took Jamar Chase here, and then Dylan took Justin Jefferson. So Chase at 106, Jefferson at 107. How we feeling?
Yeah, I got this at an A+ for Chase and an A for Jefferson.
I agree with that as well. And I think Jefferson's the better wide receiver, but you got to give me Jamar Chase situation without a doubt. Uh, Surprisingly, when's the last time a wide receiver repeated as wide receiver one? First overall.
It's been like 6 or
Devontae
7 years.
Adams, maybe? If he even did it?
No, I think it's been. I don't think it's happened.
Antonio
Honestly.
Brown probably
Oh, I forgot about
back
AB.
in his prime.
Yeah. I'd probably say AB. I don't think Adams did it. Let's see. Adams got a 1. Yeah, he got 1, 2, 3, 3. So he didn't do it. So I think you're probably right. It'd be AB. So we got to see what Chase does this year. But
I think
I-
barring injury, he has the best chance out of anybody to do it
yeah, I agree.
based off how bad the defense is on the team.
In quarterback situation. That's why, like, JJ showed me he's quarterback proof, but, like, it still is. He got a better quarterback. I got more faith in him. Oh, my goodness. Jalen Hurts is a dog. Oh, did we just see this touchdown that just happened? Oh, yeah. All right.
We do not care.
But A+, I do agree with those picks. Now, this is an interesting one. Lane. He goes Brock Bowers at 108. I got A-.
I got a B+.
Brock
B+.
Bowers. I'm gonna give that a B-.
B-. Dang. It's not bad. I think this is the worst pick of the round.
I think it's an inaccuracy by far.
I agree.
I'm never
Uh,
taking a tight end this early.
I agree with
I'm
Montana.
saying the next 4 picks I would take over Bowers.
I agree as well. And I did a lot of mock drafts. I like Bowers a lot. But I was like, even at the 111, I didn't like Bowers there. I'm like, if I get him in round 2, I'm like, all right, I'll take him there. But now, granted, tight end is important in here because there is 12 people, so everybody got to play one. Then you also got that one flex spot that no running back can go into. Yeah, so it's like, all right, so tight end kind of does matter a little bit, but more than normal. But I'm still not taking Bowers over Bijan.
Argument you can make is QB play, weapons along the field, like the options are open for him.
And I
it
saw
makes
how
the
high
field easier for
Laporta
him.
went last year, and Laporta fell down drastically. So with that being said, I'm kind of worried, but I think Brock Bowers is a way better prospect than Laporta. Had a way better year than Laporta and all that as well. And people are worried about Laporta because
It was the
he seemed like he was
greatest
tight
rookie
end.
tight end season of all time, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
it's
It's
not
a
out
whole
of the
different
realm
thing.
of possibilities that
It's he regresses. Yeah, I think that's a possibility as well. That he doesn't repeat this status. I don't think it's Kyle Pitts level, where Kyle Pitts was 1,000 yards, and everybody like, well, even his yards go down. He only had 1 touchdown his rookie year. He'd get more touchdowns. Joker Kyle Pitts just doesn't do anything. But like, I think Bowers is way better than Pitts. So that's Bowers though. Enough about him. Let's go over to Bijan Robinson by Bulls at 109. Love this pick. You get
got
the
a
best
A.
running back.
I got an A-.
I got an A.
Whoa.
I almost want to say A+.
It's an A+.
I
To me,
almost
there's
want to
no
say
A
A+.
plus running backs yet.
Wow. I was thinking the same thing. That's why I gave it an A. I'm surprised he said that as a Bijan fan, though, Dan. Because to me, like, if Prime McCaffrey is A+, S tier.
I think he has another gear he can hit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Bijan.
Bijan.
He averaged
Absolutely.
20
Bijan and
points
Gibbs.
per game. So he got to hit it, though. I got to see it.
Once they got Algier out the system, he is the consensus RB1.
I still
I just
think he
feel
can
like
do
how
it
many
with Algier though.
But I also think it comes down to value though too. Like so, he got Bijan 109. That's probably about where he should go. We're gonna get the Gibbs at the
Well, I
turn at
mean,
the
Montana, how
112.
many times are we going to give the Bears a chance?
Oh my. My boy just dunked on him so bad, he got nap type. Montana's out of there. Oh my goodness. But I also want to talk about the value though, right? Because Gibbs goes at the 112. Bijan and Gibbs are pretty much a pick 'em. I personally prefer Bijan, but it's a pick 'em between the two. Getting Gibbs that much later, that's the A plus pick. So we'll get to that. But we got CD Lamb here at pick 10. He was the wide receiver one the last time Dak was fully healthy. Coming off a down year where he was banged up, Dak was banged up. But even a CD Lamb down year was really solid. So he finished as a top 10 wideout. While he missed games, he finished number 8 overall. While
He
he missed
showed he
games
was
and stuff.
quarterback proof.
Yeah, I agree. So should be a way better year.
I got an A for this.
I got an A as well. Now we go pick another wide receiver.
11.
Pick 11. I took. By the way, Chris took CD Lamb. For people that are watching, I took Malik Neighbors at pick 111, and I prefer Neighbors over CD Lamb because the youth to me is so important. Where Neighbors had 170 targets last year. That's what him missing time.
Oh, look at that.
Gets a quarterback upgrade.
All
So,
right,
like,
YouTube.
now,
I'm sorry to go back to the last question about the Bears. I won a championship with 5 Bear players on my team. I think the Bears have shown what they can do.
Okay, but how many were putting up points? Like actual points?
1.5. Next.
Either.
all right.
But anyways,
Neighbors I have as A plus.
Neighbors I have as a
Neighbors is an A?
I have an A straight up. I think with Neighbors and Lamb, it just depends on what you want to do.
That's fair. That's fair. But
I feel like
do have
CD
A+.
is more of the win now type. Malik is more of a foundational piece, which can still be a win now, but like gotta see that second year and how it goes.
I agree. I'm gonna give it an A+. I love Nate. I ain't gonna tell you what I would do to Neighbors, but I would do a lot of things to Neighbors. The Neighbors know my name. Now we go over to Jahmyr Gibbs. This is why I have it as an A+, because the same as Bijan, in my opinion, same tier. But you get him way later, so it's like a value pick. That makes sense. It's a slide. So I would have Gibbs.
He slid down the board.
I have Gibbs at A+. I thought about taking Gibbs at 111, but I had to go Neighbors there, in my opinion. I love Neighbors too much. So, what do you have for Gibbs?
He's still an A for me.
Still a name? All right, that's fair. Now we get Mahomes. Oh my goodness, the man of the hour. I expect the Mahomes bounce back season, but me personally, I'm not taking Mahomes over any of these next
5 quarterbacks, 6 quarterbacks.
Oh no, the quarterbacks is nonsense.
What?
Now you're wilding. But I was going to say players. This man said quarterbacks. So the next 5 quarterbacks are Drake May, Caleb, Bo Nix, Stroud, Herbert.
Bro's just being a hater.
Maybe next 3. Maybe next 3.
I'm definitely taking Caleb. No. Only
Caleb over
Williams.
Mahomes?
Yeah, everybody else is a straight up L. Like,
that's fair.
I think fair.
I'll take Mahomes over. I mean, he's a Bears fan, Dan. I think it's fair. Like,
the only
how much you love Bears?
thing that makes this pick go down for me, because I don't mind it. The only thing that makes it go down for me is that he has the 301.
Oh, I agree.
Is Caleb currently sliding?
So many quarterbacks there that you should be able to take the position player in the second round and then go get a quarterback in the third.
I agree wholeheartedly with that, by the way. Because, what was it? If he didn't have third round reversal, I will understand why he took a quarterback there. Because then, like, you don't know who's going to be available at the end of the third. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. But, yeah, he should have took. Well, he went St. Brown. Because Gibbs and St. Brown would have been, like, just banking on Detroit. Not a bad bank. Because, very prolific offense. But Gibbs and Puka would have been nice. Though. BTJ. Yo, bro, can we not talk about any divisional teams with you, dog? Can we not?
No, I'm not even talking about just because they're in the NFC North. How do we see, like, how does nobody see a regression for Lions players? They just lost so much important on
Because
the
their
offensive
skill
side.
position players are so good that they could probably beat any system change.
All right, we're going to have to see. I just feel like you can't lose the best coach in a good O lineman and just fucking be right back to where it was. Like, that's a little crazy.
I mean, you don't think that their position players are some of the best in the league?
I think they are. I think they're good. I think they're great, actually. I think
Exactly.
having a great
Greatness over
coach. Who did they hire
skill.
as their OC? Who did they hire? Anybody know?
I can't
I
say
don't
that I
know.
do.
Higher.
Exactly. We're just going to have to see. But, to the next draft grade.
All right, yeah. So me, Mahomes, I'm
Mahomes is
giving
a
a B
B
plus.
plus.
I agree. I got B plus. I'm not feeling that one. I went BTJ. I love me some Brian Thomas, but I'm probably gonna give it an A. I was almost thinking A minus, but I just give it an
I think it's a A minus.
A. Who y'all gone here? I'm curious. Y'all gone BTJ as well? I know you're a BTJ truther, Daniel.
To me,
So,
it doesn't matter.
all right. So that's the second
Um,
pick in round 2. Oh, go ahead.
are you good?
Huh?
You're good. Keep
All
going.
right, yeah. That's the second pick in round 2. You got anything to say about that one? I'm finna go on to the next one, but I just wanted to let people know what pick we were on.
No, you're good.
All right. So now we're on the second pick of round 3. Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is Chris. So I paired Neighbors and BTJ. Chris paired CD Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think this fits his team.
yeah.
Since he picked Lamb,
hmm
I give it an A as well.
I agree. I got an A. What duo's better? Lamb and St. Brown. Neighbors or BTJ? Better duo.
I think it just
That's a
depends
tough
on
one.
what you
Oh
want. Do you
my
want
god. Are
youth or
you a
do you want?
politician, Daniel? What
Well,
is
no. Do
this?
you want youth or do you want production? Because I mean, St. Brown has been the third best receiver the last 2 years. Probably will do it again for the third straight year. In fact, I think maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown might be one of the most underrated receivers, and he's at the start of the second round.
Is he worth Ted McMillan and Jaden Higgins?
No,
Yeah. He's not worth Ted
no,
McMillan and Jaden Higgins. Wow. Okay, you heard it here
no.
first. Yeah. Now we're going on to
um,
what up? Go ahead.
I'd go Lamb and St. Brown.
All right, that's fair. Thank you for giving me the answer, politician. I mean, oh my goodness, dude was trying to run for office out here. All right, so now we go back to Bulls. Pick number 4 of the second round. He paired Bijan Robinson with Puka Nacua, and this was a terrific pick. Puka could have went at the 1-2 turn. He kind of slides to go 2.4. I'm gonna give it an A plus. I like Puka a lot.
I'm gonna give it an A.
Hey, that's fair.
I will say it's my favorite start out of like the last 6 teams.
That's fair. That is a wicked one. I love that start. I wanted that start to pick 11, but I didn't think I was finna get it. That is a terrific start. Now, Bijan Puka's fire was not fire. It was what Lane did right here. Brock Bowers and Drake May. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, Drake
Nope.
May is a
Caleb Williams was
B
right there.
minus right
B,
here.
a flat out B.
I'm giving a
B
flat
I'm
out
gonna
B.
have to give
minus.
that a C plus. I'm
Ooh,
gonna have to give it
I
a C
might. Let's
plus.
see who else went. Oh, you're right. I forgot. Let me go look at some other
Yeah, I
players. He
forget
took
Genty
Drake
was
May
there.
over. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go B minus. I'm gonna go B minus. Uh, 'Cause I like the ceiling of May. I think May's a risky play. Oh, I might go low. I might go C plus. I might agree with Montana here. The more and more I think about it, like,
Because
ooh,
May's not proven at all. Like they could say all they want about him last year. He didn't prove shit. He's just a white guy that plays for the Patriots.
yo.
Like so, of course, they're gonna make him look good, better than he is. I didn't see nothing though in my eye.
Dang, the man has spoken. Goat talk. Uh, yeah, I'm not feeling
Wait,
that
there's
pick
no
though.
kids. No kids.
So that's the worst pick here, in my opinion. So far
No,
this
it's not.
draft. This. Oh my gosh.
So far.
The very next one is AJ Brown in round 2. Lord have mercy. Oh my, dang it, Daniel. You know the craziest thing about the AJ Brown pick? So supposedly Dylan didn't know that this was Dynasty. Maybe he thought it was redraft. I'm like, if you thought this was redraft, why are you not running to the podium for Saquon then? Because Saquon's a top 2 pick in a lot of
Yeah,
the. Saquon definitely going to hit AJ Brown. I don't know what, but AJ Brown here is bad. This is
it's
bad. This
unfortunate with every rookie class we had. There's always going to be at least 1 or 2 bangers. It just
Yeah,
happens
it's a
that Dylan
blunder.
is one of the
Yeah,
bangers.
it's a blunder. It's a
It's
D,
a
dog.
blunder.
It's a D. Like the only
And then I'm
way.
pretty sure I'm the next pick, right?
Nah,
I'll give
no,
it a
you're way
Whoever
before
picked
me.
C
before me
plus.
automatically gets a, like a fucking
Nah.
C
I'll
or
give
some
it a
shit.
C plus just because I think AJ Brown still has a good 3-year window. It's
That's fair.
really bad. You could have got him.
You could have got him in round 3.
You could have possibly got him round 3.
It's a full round early of a reach. A
Yeah,
full round early.
yeah. Just
And there's so many
C
better
plus for me.
players here. Like, ah. So after that, Mike pairs up Jamar Chase with Saquon Barkley. So in redraft, very good chance he could be the top 2 players taken on in the money league and the regular league. Uh,
Yeah, I think we went 3 straight blunders.
I, I, Saquon over Genty, I just can't get with. I just can't get with
Yeah,
that.
I'm not doing that because of their age.
Is that the
And
age
there's nothing
difference
in
is
Las
insane?
Vegas. There's nothing in Las Vegas, so he's
Genty's
just
getting
gonna be
20
pounding
plus
that
touches every game.
bitch.
Like they got no choice. Is Pete Carroll too? Like he's just gonna feed this man.
Yeah.
Saquon just came off 500 touches, bro. It's a C plus for me.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm not to
Oh, you
say it
took him.
because World's an Eagles fan, but
Whoa.
a certain amount of touches, the body can't hold up with.
I
Just
agree.
it's just basic human life. Like that was a lot of touches last season.
Yeah.
That was a lot of running on turf. A lot of so I don't want to say the I word, but the I word is definitely in play here.
He said the I word. You got banned on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, on everything, bro. You was out of there. Yeah.
But yeah, Saquon, his body is sore still. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so I'm not feeling the Saquon one. Then we go Nico Collins here. So Sway pairs Jalen Hurts with Nico
We're
Collins.
going to give that a D plus.
Oh
A
my
D
God.
I wouldn't.
plus. A D plus.
I
I'm
wouldn't
telling
call
you.
Nico a blunder outright, but it is an inaccuracy.
Definitely is an accuracy. Uh,
I'm gonna give it a B straight up.
I'm gonna
I have to
go.
give it a D plus. Genty's right there, bro. I'm sorry. We're just not gonna act like
I gotta
D
go.
plus.
I'm gonna go B minus on it. It's tough because Genty, like, in a normal draft, I am knocking points, by the way. Like, Genty was gone. Nico right there isn't bad. But like, I do have to knock points. I just don't know how many points to knock. Because dude's not drafting Genty here is absurd. Absolutely absurd to me. And, but I do got to, I might give it a C plus, B minus. Truth be told, Dan, Nico's like 1 year younger than AJ Brown, right?
Yeah,
Is Nico better than AJ Brown? And so by how much? Because Nico was a dog last year on a points per game basis and all that. But like Nico always misses time. I used to be concerned about AJ Brown's health. But AJ Brown, compared to Nico, is way more healthy every year.
I want to
I have a
say
quick question.
What up?
How did they compare on the wide receiver number? Because you know y'all had a crazy running game. Like, what's the difference between them?
Oh, it's probably
You got
on
your answer right there.
But see, I think we go up. And so Montana, to correlate with the Saquon one, you didn't want to say the I word. So for example, last year, AJ Brown and Nico both missed time. AJ Brown played one more game, he scored 6 more points. So I think the difference was like a 1 point per game thing, right? That makes
Yeah.
sense. So that's the difference between them in favor of Nico Collins. Nico's also 1 year younger. But I think we do have to pass way more next year. The Texans O line got even worse. With them letting Laramie Tunsil go. Like, I don't know. And they added some more competition because they drafted 2 wideouts. Tank Dell missed time last year. Diggs missed time
Mm-hmm.
last year. So Nico, like, the only wideout out there. They're running John Mechie and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. We have to see. But I
Oh
think
yes,
the
I'm gonna
difference
take AJ
between
Brown. How about you, Dan? Who you taking there?
them, I think, is, like, marginal. And now that the more and more I think about it. So I can't even.
I
I
think
forgot we
that
gave AJ Brown.
I want to say Nico is like a young 26, and like AJ is almost
AJ's an
hitting
old
28.
27. Yeah, he was. I think almost
Yeah.
28. Yeah, I don't
I
know
was
when Nico
AJ
turned
old
27.
27.
It's like
Well, that he's like
27.8.
turning
That makes sense.
like
That's what
he'll
Oh,
I'm talking
be
I
about.
thought
He's
turning
we were
about to be
saying
28
because
like
the
28.
when the
usage
season
in his
starts.
career.
No,
Okay, I
he's
thought we were
about to
talking
be
about the
28.
usage in the career.
Nah, he's
I'm
about to
about
be
to say he
28.
was playing on a team that for the first 3 years that just ran on first and second down every time.
I'm like talking like you got tackled 1,000
Literally.
times or something. Like you thought, yeah.
Oh,
But I
not
mean,
to
no, like
retract.
What up?
Go ahead, Dan. Go
they're
ahead. Go
they're
ahead.
not far off. They're not.
But not to retract. That's why I don't like May back on that old pick because the coach's style. He likes to
Mm,
run the ball.
okay.
It's just a proven
Yeah.
fact.
Okay, so
All
let's
right,
keep
y'all ready?
moving.
Yeah. I forgot why I
Hmm.
gave that grade, but I give it slightly better than AJ
Give
Brown.
it.
Slightly.
Yeah,
Gave it
A
a B minus
plus.
C plus.
All right, and I'm out.
All right. All right. Adios, Chris. All right. After that, we have Trey McBride at pick 2-9. So ninth pick of the second round. Britt took him to pair with Joe Burrow. And I thought Trey McBride here was a great pick. If Genty is not here, but
B
Genty is
plus.
here. So I'm going to give it like a B plus
I
or
got
A
an A.
minus. You got an A. I'm going to go
I
A
think
minus. I have to knock something for it,
I
bro.
think when they're both on the board, it's still like a coin toss and like it's a preferencing.
Really.
But it's
Dan,
also not just Drake May here. I mean, Ashton Genty. It's Caleb Williams too. So it's
uh,
kind of like,
I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't go in this format where we got to start 12 players. I'm not really trying to go double quarterback early. So all these
okay, okay,
people
okay.
that took quarterback, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I want to take my second one this early. I try to take one that probably slid past value. Because some of these quarterbacks I feel like did slide, but we'll get to that one later. But McBride here, I'm going to go A minus. I really do like the McBride pick, but Genty's right after McBride, and that's an S. Dan, was S something you had in your cards? I'm ready to unlock the S tier. Well, S can be still of the draft type stuff. This has to be up there. This is not an A plus pick. This is an S. You remember when we first did mock draft, Dan? I was taking Genty at the 2-2. Like
Yeah,
Genty was in that conversation type stuff. I think Genty should have went at the latest at the 2-5. Everybody Drake May
I
and
think you
after,
could say
I take
that.
Genty. What up?
I think you could say that only if he's played. He's a rookie, so I got to stay A plus.
Wow.
Who?
We have never seen a down with him in the NFL. We don't know how he reacts to NFL defenses. You just never know.
I'm sorry, I got
Well,
sidetracked. I was looking at some statistics on
We
Trey
good.
McBride. Who were we talking about?
We were talking about Genty. So I said, should we unlock the S tier for a pick like this? S could
Oh,
be still of
absolutely.
the. I got it as S. Dan said no since he's a rookie, he never plays, and we don't know how. You sound
No,
trying to say so A
absolutely.
plus. But I'm like
It's a running
Genty.
back,
This
bro.
is. I tried to go trade with Montana ASAP when I saw this nonsense happen. I couldn't believe it. And the craziest thing about this, Brick took like 5 years to pick. Came back and then made McBride. And I couldn't believe it. Montana's out here making troll comments and playing reverse psychology and all that. And man.
okay. Can I give you something to maybe change your mind on this? It's
What up?
not really that big of a deal to me, but okay. Just imagine back in the day, people were doing Dynasty, right?
Yeah.
And Trent Richardson
Oh my god.
was probably like in the range of
Come on,
202.
how far back in the day are we going now?
That's not that far.
But let's talk about the
Uh,
other ones then, Dan. Let's
But
say.
like I said, no,
Uh-huh.
like he's between the 2 and the 2-4, and he fell to the 2-10. Great pick, but he could be a bust.
I mean, it could be
I
Bijan. It
hear
could
you.
be Saquon. It could be McCaffrey. It could be. I mean,
He could
Do
be,
you know
but he
how
also
good of
won
a
by 8.
selection he is, though, Dan? For me to not take Caleb Williams,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's tremendous.
I mean, he
like,
is 5'8", but I mean,
Yeah.
he's as tall as some of us. I mean,
Oh, man. All right, so
Dan,
let's
if
go,
it was you,
Caleb.
what would you have ranked it? No.
A plus.
well, he what made to the 212.
A plus.
Oh my goodness, Dan, this is crazy work. Oh wow. All right, so now we're going over to Dom at the 211. All right, 211. We have Caleb Williams here. So Dom pairs Caleb Williams up with Lamar Jackson. He gets two elite quarterbacks. I didn't think this is the best strategy, but Caleb here I think is a great value. Uh, what do you think of this?
A
Um,
plus,
this is an A minus for me.
You said what, Montana?
A plus.
C plus? You was gonna take the dude at the
That's a
103?
A. That's an A plus. That's
Oh,
an
I
A
thought you
plus.
said C plus. I was flabbergasted. I was like, yo, what?
No, hell no.
Yo. You said A minus?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, that's a tough one. Dang, that's a tough one. I like Caleb a lot. I'm gonna go A minus as well, though. I like Caleb a lot, but we gotta see. We gotta see. Drake London. Now, this was a trade. I traded up to get Drake London. Well, you drafted Drake London, and then when it got to me, that's when I make the trade. So we're talking about the Drake London pick here. Dan paired Drake London up with Josh Allen, and then we'll talk about the trade when we get to it. But Drake London at the end of the round 2.
I would give it an A.
Yeah, I was gonna give it an A minus.
I got A minus as well, probably. I don't know. And then Kev comes up here with Hampton at the 3-1. And this one surprised me drastically because Kev was saying how much he didn't like Hampton. And he already drafted a running back. So, I thought Kev should have drafted wideout. Like, somewhere here. Wideout over Mahomes. Like, not having a wideout. Kev's going to have such bad. Oh, my God. You got to play 3 to 4 of them. You have to play 3 to 4. Right? You got to play 3 or 2 tight ends, or you got to play 4. So Kev doesn't have any wideouts, but we get to that when we get to that. He went Hampton here. This actually surprised me. Thought I wanted Hampton badly at the 3-2. So since I didn't get Hampton, I went and talked to Dan, and that's how I got Drake London. But we'll get to that. What do you think of the Hampton pick at the 3-1?
So to me, like I said, I would rather pick the wide receiver in the second round and then get a quarterback in the third.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for that inaccuracy, I'd say it's a B plus.
Plus,
Hampton's going to
I
be a
agree.
good player,
I agree.
but like you said, having a running back, quarterback, running back start is just so tough. It's going to be hard to compete this year, especially because one's a rookie.
I agree. And so we look at Kev, and so Kev. So to go back to Dan's point, Kev went Mahomes and Hampton at the end. Well, the start of round 2 and then start of round 3. Dan's saying he should have went either Puka, St. Brown, or Brian Thomas, right? Either of those guys there, and then got Bo Nix or Herbert or one of those quarterbacks, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that's a better start, in my opinion. One of those elite cornerstone wideouts, and then get you a young quarterback as well, like Bo Nix. Stroud went later this round, but you got Herbert, Love, anybody, or you just got Hampton as well. And I'm cool with 2 running backs and a wideout as a start. I just think not having a single wideout right now is wicked work, but we'll see. So I was on the clock next, and I thought about taking Bo Nix, thought about taking A-Chan. I saw Montana's pick. I tried to go get Genty from Montana. He wasn't budging. Uh, so then I went and talked to Dan, and I ended up getting Drake London. So I got Dan's pick, and Dan took this pick. So Dan basically traded back 2 spots, and then in round 5 it was Dan traded up 8 spots. or 10 spots,
Yeah,
however much it was. But it was a round 5 pick swap as well. So I paired Drake London up with Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. Well, so that's my trio: Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, and BTJ. And I love that start. I think that is wicked. That is a great start for the future. All those wideouts are young, haven't hit their primes yet, could continue to develop. Uh, I think that's a wicked start. It's very unlikely I trade any of those players. Uh, so I like my future. Dan, at this pick, I thought you were finna go A-Chan. You went with Bo Nix here. Interesting pick. So
I
Dan,
did, and I'm gonna give it a minus. I thought going HN was a little early.
mhm.
Um, and I didn't like the receivers at this point. And I thought Bo Nix was the best quarterback on the board. So that was
Yeah.
my logic behind it.
So that was Dan's second pick. He won't get his other pick to compensate to like what, round 5 or so, and then we'll talk about that pick when we get to
Yeah.
it. But that's Dan's second pick. So he paired Bo Nix with Josh Allen.
I
So he got 2 elite quarterbacks to start, and we'll get to Dan's later
didn't like
stuff
the
later.
Bo Nix pick here. I feel
Uh,
like you could have got better and still got a serviceable QB later.
I think he could have got another QB later, but I won't lie to you as well. I'm not really feeling any of these running backs or wideouts too much here. So it's like this is why I didn't like this spot whatsoever. This is why I kind of wanted to trade up because this was a tier break for me. Where I think a lot of these players are kind of all in the same tier. But Bo Nix, top 7 quarterback last year in fantasy, could even get better. So I'd probably give it a A minus, but it's not the best, not the worst. Bulls here go C.J. Stroud traded up with Chris on a pick swap thing. They trade their 3rd and 4th round picks, so just move up 1 and move back 1. Bulls makes this trade. He goes up. He gets C.J. Stroud. Bulls, when we first did a mock draft, I'm so proud of Bulls for listening. Bulls is an excellent student. He brought the pen and paper. He listened. He's coachable. Shout out to Bulls. What does Bulls do? In the first did a mock draft, he's over here trying to take C.J. Stroud in the 2nd round. Nico Collins ahead of like Puka and BTJ and all them boys in the 2nd round. I'm like, yo, boys, I know you want your Texans. Let's chill. Let's try to get them at value and stuff. Instead of reaching for the Texans, he gets C.J. Stroud here, which I still think is a reach. But it's serviceable. Is that a round 2 reach? What do you think of the C.J. Stroud pick, Dan?
I have Stroud under Nix.
I do as
In
well for the mobility aspect.
fact, I do think it's a tier break for me.
Mm.
Um, I'm gonna give it a B plus.
I agree with B plus as well. I might have even went lower. I don't know. It's interesting. I might go B. His first year was really good. Second year was bad. So I don't know which Stroud. I don't know which is the real Stroud. Is he first year Stroud, second year Stroud? Is he in between there somewhere? I don't know which one's the real one. So it's tough to judge.
Because
But
even first Stroud, it wasn't like game breaking.
yeah, it definitely wasn't. And I think the reason he gone so high is because of the youth. His youth is still great, but he doesn't get enough passing TDs, which I think is a major problem.
You know what I thought it was too?
What up?
Like getting a team that you didn't expect into the playoffs. I thought getting that
I
like
agree as well. Yeah.
to a that was beyond dynasty.
Jalen Hurts is a
He could
dog.
be like a Mahomes, like a winner. Yeah, that was a dog
Yeah,
play. He could be like a winner, but just never statistically too crazy.
yeah. Like people that traded CJ Stroud when he was at 9999 value on KTC,
Oh, made out like
they're
bandits. Made out like bandits. Oh my goodness. Shout out to those people. All right. Now we're going over to Lat McConkey. So Chris traded back 1 spot and he ended up drafting Lat McConkey here. So you got Lat McConkey to pair it with CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Lat McConkey. So Chris and I both start off with trio wideouts. And whose wideouts do you like better before we do the Lat McConkey grade? Neighbors, BTJ, in London, or CeeDee Lamb, St. Brown, Lat McConkey?
I'm
Definitely
gonna go
yours.
just because I don't like Lad McConkey, but
You did get an edge to St. Brown and Lamb earlier when I forced you to choose when you stopped trying to be a politician. So you don't like Ladd. What if it was JSN or Garrett Wilson? Would I change your pick then or no? You guys still went with
Mm,
Montreal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think London's a tier above him. That's why I wanted to trade up and get London. I could have got JSN there and then stay put in round 5. But I wanted to trade up because I feel like London was the last of that tier ahead. Or maybe even Hampton.
Because Ladd is the first number 2. Like he's the first wide receiver too.
I
So
agree. Well,
like
and
he's
I
literally the
don't know.
first one.
It's the same one. JSN and Garrett Wilson, I think, are all the same tier with Ladd. So it's like, eh. So I think it comes down to preference. Ladd has the best quarterback, though. So there's that. And they probably got the best offense.
The season
Huh?
at the end of this season, Ladd, JSN, Wilson will all be under Marv, Hunter, and Rice.
What about Rome?
No, Rome's a
Mm.
bust.
What?
Oh! Oh,
I'll call it.
Montana's out of it.
We were
Damn.
watching
Bro, go
video
look
back
at
in 1 year. Rome Odunze is a bust, y'all.
no bullshit. Go
Wow.
look at his end zone targets. Look at his end zone target. I don't think
What
you're
about his
understanding
end
that.
zone targets? I'm looking at his targets as a whole. He only caught half his passes.
Huh?
Oh, my gosh.
But I ain't gonna lie, that's his favorite target. That's Caleb's favorite target.
Keenan Allen, he loved more.
Dang.
No, absolutely not.
So
Absolutely not.
I think I'm going to give Ladd. I'm thinking B plus or A
I
minus.
No, no,
got
no.
I'm B plus.
I got B plus.
I got B plus as well. I agree.
Look,
All right, Lane goes Marv here.
me up.
Marvin Harrison. Lane just goes all 2024 draft class. Mad
Yeah.
Young here. Takes another 2024 pick. Marvin Harrison.
Darker, bro.
Wow, interesting pick here. I really think if Marvin Harrison's name was something different than Marvin Harrison, he wouldn't be going here.
I don't
Nepo
think
baby.
so. I'll say no.
Nepo
Simply
baby.
I
because
think I
he's a
think he would, bro.
prototypical wide receiver, in my opinion,
He
with
had
his size.
18 end zone targets last year, bro. They just didn't
I
convert.
think his
That's a
problem is
lot.
his quarterback.
I think Kyler is a huge problem. He Jucker's back again. And then they got the same coaching staff. So you got a defensive-minded head coach. So and then there's nothing changing there. So the Bears, I could get behind the Bears. I'm like, all right, I see a change. You see what I'm trying to say? So I can see improvement. I think this is going to be the definition of insanity. Now Marv did put on some weight, so maybe that helps him being a prototypical X. But they don't move him around enough. I don't think he's not good with the ball in his hands. Like when is Marv making somebody miss? I watch Neighbors. He gets jicky with it. So you can hit Neighbors on
I
a
think
drag route. He can house it.
Yeah.
I think Marv's targets go up,
That's fair.
and based off sheer volume alone, he'll be improved, but he'll still be a wide receiver too.
I I'm not really feeling this pick. I'm gonna give it a B. I think it's risky as heck.
I think it's B plus.
All right. I think he has a higher ceiling than Ladd, but a way lower floor. I think Ladd is like a safe pick. I think Mara could backfire, but we'll see. I don't think Mara would be a bust, but I just don't think he's gonna be 15
Hmm.
points. Well, I think there's a chance he doesn't hit 15 points per game. So there's that. All right, now we're going over to Justin Herbert, the next pick, and this is the 6th pick of round
Yo,
3.
you can send Stephen to bed.
So Dylan gets Herbert to pair with Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown.
Herbert.
I think another B plus pick. While Herbert got more weapons,
You still think they're going to run heavy?
they're still gonna run heavy. I think his ceiling is like borderline quarterback one. I don't see him ever getting into the top 6 in the foreseeable future.
I agree. I probably go. But he went as a top what quarterback? Top 8, top 10? Oh no. I gotta go. I might go lower. I might go just straight B, B minus. Cause truth be told, there's quarterbacks that went way after Herbert. I would prefer over Herbert, and I think we'll go over him in redraft. I think the only reason people take Herbert is because his pass success when he's like going crazy with 5,000 passing yards and all that, and how
Yeah.
young Herbert is. But like, what have you done for me lately? Type stuff.
Yep, I
I don't
already
know.
fell out of that mindset
Yeah.
with that nigga.
Yeah, so
Like,
I'm
fuck
gonna go
that.
B minus. I might even go C plus. I don't know, but I'm gonna go B minus. I'm gonna B
But I
minus.
do
Just
think, like, you know how you got like a Matt Ryan MVP, like where a nigga just goes crazy. I think
yeah,
Herbert has that potential at all times.
that's fair. That's fair. All right, now we got Devon A. Chan at the 3-7. I like this pick. I don't think
This is
he's what up.
my favorite pick of the round.
Wow,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
think
give it an A.
game breaking. I think whenever Tua is healthy, that man is the top 3-4 running back in fantasy.
that sounds crazy.
But he's also injury prone himself though.
Not really.
In a way, he's very small, bro.
Did play all 17 games last year.
He did get hit sticked and knocked unconscious in one of them. Mean
Yeah.
concussion,
Hmm.
but they had a bye week right after, so he's able to come back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
But let me think. He got hurt a lot his rookie season, but he was so much more efficient his rookie season. So what do you think happens, Dan? He had OD amounts of catches his sophomore
I
season.
still that's the thing. I still think he gets 80 receptions.
So I think his efficiency remains. Well, he won't ever repeat that rookie season efficiency. That's
No, he'll
insane.
have the same efficiency he had
Okay,
this year.
okay. I've been say seven
Because
yards
I
per
think
carry was insane.
the touchdowns go up.
Touchdown goes out. All right, that's fair. Uh, I still. You said top 3 to 4. That is crazy, Dan. Maybe top 5 when Tua's healthy. Top 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Definitely top
B.
five.
John, Gibbs, Saquon, Henry. Who is he
And you
better
got to
than?
slide Genty in there now.
Genty, even McCaffrey's fully healthy. Like, dude's gonna laugh at it, but like it's tough for me to say A-Chan even with a healthy Tua. I'm taking him top 5. I don't know, but I mean, I think
Mark
running back.
Andrews with the dog play. Catch between 4 people in overtime.
Whatever,
Yeah.
bro. Can
No,
we not
that's
talk about
not
the game
that's
anymore?
not
Because they got
realistic.
Hurts out here throwing interception to OT. Hurts threw a pick in OT. I already knew this joint was arcadey, bro. Like, it's whatever. All right. I like the A-Chan pick. It's A. All right, we got Jordan Love next by Sway. Please tackle this
Um,
man.
I think this is a better quarterback pick than Stroud and Herbert.
Wow.
I agree.
Um, but not
Whoa,
enough to
Montana.
give it a higher grade.
He's a
I
Packer.
think it's a B plus.
I have to put biases aside. He is a dog.
Oh, and also Montana Sway picked him. So is that not biased?
Nope. Nope. A
No,
thousand
you don't
things
want
but
to just
cap.
hate on Sway's picks.
Nope. I'm a thousand things but cap right now.
Wow.
Sway, can you name your team Love Hurts for the culture, please? I got B plus for Jordan Love. I agree.
I got B plus.
All right, now we got JSN at the 3-9.
Poor JSN set for regression this year.
Set for regression. Hmm.
Worst quarterback, more competition.
More competition than DK? Cooper Cup's more
DK,
competition?
biggest thing is going to be the worst quarterback. I think Darnold shows his true colors again.
Yeah.
Um, I think this is a B plus pick.
I got B plus as well. I think an A minus. But I'm like, nah, I got B plus. Cause I really thought A minus this late. I would have took him over Drake London. But like I will say he did slide a little bit. So the 3-9, I give it a little. That's why I almost think an A minus. It's like right on that. It's like an 89 for me. You see what I'm trying to say? It's like, dang, he did slide. 3-9 is good enough value, where I kind of like it. But all right. Why did they go for it on 4th and goal? They actually got it. They could have kicked the field goal and won the game. I wonder if it's because they got Justin Tucker like not in the game anymore. The Ravens don't have a kicker or something. I don't know what's going on here. But all right. Be
Um,
Garrett Wilson for Montana at the 3-10. I bet.
I think that's a A minus.
A-. So you got Garrett
Up and
Wilson
down.
over JSN.
I think Garrett Wilson has a chance to be a wide receiver one this year, whereas Jason doesn't.
That's fair. That's fair. I do agree with it. I think, yeah, I do agree with it. Like I said, less competition for sure in there. Because Garrett Wilson was a top 10 wideout last year. I think JSN was number 9. So they're like right by each other. But the biggest difference, in my opinion, is of course they both got quarterback changes. But Cooper Kupp is at least somebody decent. Where in New York, bro, it's really the Garrett Wilson show. And it was going to be the Garrett Wilson show last year. Devontae Adams never tagged along. But
Yeah.
I do prefer Garrett Wilson. I get an A-. Right after that, we got Dom taking Bucky Irving. Hurst had a
Yeah.
91% passing percentage. What was he? 19 or 21? Yep. He just did that pick.
Do you think Bucky's the best running back off the board as far as like the next one that should have went?
I would have Bucky over Brees Hall and those other ones. Maybe Henderson. Nah, I'd take Bucky over Henderson. I hate it, but I'd probably take Bucky over Henderson. What do you think?
I think it's a A-.
Why did neither team run the ball?
Although I will
Mhm.
say I'm never like, if it was on my team, I'd never be like happy to have Bucky. At least for me.
I probably might be on the same thing for you.
I would always look to like try to like tear up, I guess. Tear up or tear down.
All right. And now we're on the final pick of round 3, and we're going to have to end this video. All right, so this is Travis Hunter, Dan's pick at the 312. So the first
Player.
non-quarterback he took. You said what, Dan?
A very interesting player here.
Oh, I thought you said A. I was like, dang. Tell me how you really feel. Uh, very interesting player indeed. I think if he was a full-time wideout, where do you think he'd go? If he was a full-time wideout, just a wideout.
Full time. Like they knew for sure he wasn't gonna
He
play
played
corner.
90%, no corner whatsoever.
He would be right after Drake London.
I kind of agree with it. I would probably take him over Marv, and the reason why is, I'll take him over Marv because you saw Marv's first year. Travis Hunter's first year is unknown. That makes sense. I wasn't impressed
Yeah.
with Marv's first year. I didn't think it was awful or anything, but it's just like, no, good or bad.
That shit was
Whatever.
awful.
For what we expected and where he went, it was awful. But I mean, 8 touchdowns, Montana,
Yeah, that shit was
800
awful.
yards.
That shit was awful, bro.
Well, then I take Hunter. Then you think it's awful?
Mars
You gotta take Hunter. Whatever.
Mars season is awful based off of what happened around him in the class.
I agree. When you compare it to
Yes.
Neighbors,
Yeah.
Ladd, even Worthy, BTJ, of course.
BTJ, Worthy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You compare it to all
That shit
that
was
without a
awful.
doubt. I take Trav over Marv, and then it comes down to what about Ladd, JSN, or Garrett Wilson. I don't think either of those guys have top 5 wide receiver upside. And I like all 3 of those players, but I think Hunter maybe he could. It's tough though because BTJ's there. So can T-Law put up you saw what I'm trying to say, Dan? Can
Yeah.
T-Law do what Jameis did or Tom Brady, where he got dang, Chris Godwin
Or
and Mike
Baker.
Evans are eating. Yeah, even Baker. Who else is doing? Burrow, right? Dang, Chase and Higgins are eating. Can he do that? We'll have to see. But
I think he'll be middle of the line wide receiver too. I think he
that's fair.
finishes 16 or 17. And so at this rate, I would give that a A-.
If he's a full-time wideout, or are you talking about just what he does this year? My bad.
What he does this year, if he
Okay.
plays 80% of the snaps,
Nah,
he's gonna finish at wide receiver 17 or 16.
that sounds about right. Actually, I probably agree with you. All right. So You gave it a what? I'd probably go B plus. I give it a B plus.
I give it a A minus.
A minus. All right, that's fair. That is going to conclude the first 3 rounds. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to have to do this again. We won't have enough time to get through a whole another round. So don't want to end it mid-round on the next one. We're going to come
Ravens won, by the way.
back. Well, this is how you know this is a game that's not very realistic, right? EA has never been a good game. Good company. They never made a good game. So, same old here. All right. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Round 4 starting.